Welcome to GBC Updates for Friday, September the 4th. A couple things to let you know about that are taking place in the life of our church. And I want to begin, though, by drawing your attention to the set behind me. This has become a bit of a parable for me about where we're up to as a community of faith. I announced last week that unless something radical changes, some sort of a vaccine that miraculously is made available for everybody, or there's an easing of the restrictions, we're not going to be going back to face-to-face gatherings until February of next year. And that allows us to be really intentional about how we are going to address some of the concerns that we have around connection and around discipleship. And the set, which until this last week was just plywood, has become, as I said, a bit of a parable. And so the fact that it's now been painted and made up, and you'll see more of it on Sunday, I think is a really important indicator for me and for us that we are moving forward. Just do want to take a moment to thank the Wednesday boys, Roy and Glenn and Brian, who did a bunch of the painting, and Jackie and Ben Martin, who have done a bunch of work, particularly Jackie, in getting this set looking the way it does, along with Martin's overall direction, and Dave Beresford and others. So it's been really, really helpful, and looking forward to using this set and changing it up a little bit from time to time as well as we continue to figure out what it is that God's inviting us to do. One of the really important things that I'd like to ask you to do in relationship to our attempts to really lean into caring for and connecting with one another is to help us by making sure that your details in GBC Links are up to date. That is essentially our directory. It's the way we know who's attached to our community of faith. It's how we know how to contact you. Really quite important. We haven't been talking about GBC Links much over the last few months, but I do want to encourage those of you who are already on that to can you take some time today or the next couple of days just to log on, have a look around, because there's lots of great information, but most importantly, can you go and make sure that your details are up to date? Whatever details you've chosen to share with us, we'd love to make sure that they are the most up to date. So your address is right and your contact details are correct. That's going to be really helpful in helping us work out how to further connect us together. And if you have never logged on to GBC Links, if you do not have an account, can I really encourage you to do so? The best way to do that is to go to our website, gamiabaptist.org.au, and at the top of that you'll see an I'm New tab. Click on that, and I think it's the third box down. Might be wrong about that. There's a GBC Links box that takes you right to the page that you can fill in your details and start that process. We'd love to know not only who's a part of our community of faith, but how best to contact them as we continue to seek to build connections in this crazy time. And then finally, just to remind you that September marks for us an emphasis on the work of Hopefield. We used to call it Southern September when it was Southern Community Welfare. That doesn't work quite as well with Hopefield anymore, but we still want to highlight their work. And there are two ways that you can support the work of Hopefield this year. I suppose I should mention that there is a third, because you can always pray for their work in the community, changing lives, kind of one person at a time. But two ways in particular this year. We're going to, for the third year in a row, be raising the funds necessary to keep Sue Chin on board and counseling, particularly in the area of domestic violence. So our target is going to be $24,000, and the details about how to give will be made clear over the next couple of weeks, but just want to let you know about that so you're thinking and praying about how God might be inviting you to partner with Hopefield in caring for those who particularly have experienced trauma through domestic violence. And also on the second Sunday of the month, so not this coming Sunday, but the 13th, in a week and a bit's time now, we're going to be holding the first Hope Drive. Every second Sunday of the month, we are going to be holding a donation drive for whatever Hopefield need in the practical care of those that they are serving. So we're going to give you some more information about what we're going to be collecting and exactly the times when you can do it. In the short term, we're going to be doing the drive the same way we did in March. We'll open the church in the afternoon, and you can drive through, drop off those donations, and we'll give those right to Hopefield, as I said, to help them and to serve them in the community around us. So really looking forward to hearing what God's been doing through Hopefield, really looking forward to the opportunity we have to support their work. Be on the lookout for more of those details so you don't miss out. And be a part of our service on Sunday. And again, as I encourage you to do each week, we'd love for you to take kind of the next faithful step as part of that community. Say good day. Just jump into the chat feed, say hello, tell us who you're worshiping God with, because we'd love for you to do that too. Invite some people around, gather together, participate together as we seek to hear from the Word and hear from God together. But jump in the chat feed, say good day. We'd love to know that you're there. Be a part of our community of faith. Continue to pray for wisdom and discernment on how we can best be the community of God here and now. Until then, stay safe and God bless.